Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. What's up, Facebook world? How's everybody doing this afternoon? Do me a favor, go ahead and type in the chat what part of the world you're tuning in from. Would like to know. And have you already spent money on credit repair or no? If so, how did it work for you and what you think about good deal, Tia. What do you think about doing your own credit repair? Right? Appreciate that, my friend. What do you think about doing your own credit repair if you can learn how? Have you ever paid for credit repair? What part of the country you guys tuning in from as well? I'm just trying to give you guys time to jump on. I want to get this shared over. Columbia, South Carolina is in the building. What's going on, Aaron Bishop? Let's see. Yeah, I want to share this real quick to my profile. Just here for the added knowledge from St. Vincent and the uh, Grenadines. All right, all right. Welcome, welcome. Ty, Tay. All right, so let me share this over to my page real quick. I was trying to make sure that we're solid. So I prefer to do my own, just ordered a book regarding it. Okay, so some things I can probably share with you, Sean, on how you can do that yourself. Go ahead and hit the share button, man. Chances are there's people on your timeline that wouldn't mind learning how to fix their own credit as well. So absolutely hit the share button for me. Let me see if I can get my YouTube up and make sure that we are good to go on YouTube. Now, I am going to share a slide presentation. If you prefer to go over to my YouTube channel, Financial Health Mentor on YouTube, you can absolutely do that. Looks like the stream is a little shaky, but I'm gonna try to get going up on YouTube. So it is Ty. Okay, good. Appreciate that, Ty. Richmond, VA in the building. Uh, my YouTube stream seems to be struggling a little bit, but I will be sharing a slide presentation if you want to pop over there so that you can see the actual slideshow, which is streaming over there versus over here. Omaha, Nebraska is in the building. Ray, appreciate it. Let's see if I can do, maybe I can get, let me just see, 1 second. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. I'm gonna talk about your credit, how you can fix it yourself. And then I do have a program, if you don't mind me offering a solution, I will do that towards the end. But I'm gonna give you the game today, man. It ain't, a lot of people say the game is to be sold and not told, and while I agree, um, we don't have time to be playing games in our community. I'm just going to give it to you how it is, and then if you want to partner with me, great. If not, great. I'm still want to educate you today on how this whole credit game works and why it makes sense to you to. If you just don't have the time, I get it. You want to pay somebody to do your credit repair for you, that's cool. But if you want to, I think the best way is for you to absolutely learn how to do it yourself because who knows what life holds for you in the future, where it may dip down again, and if so, um, you'll know what to do to restore it, right? So let me see. Yeah, YouTube is really really bad. Uh, Lee, can you turn your Wi-Fi on for me, please? Yeah. Oh, never mind. Well, I don't want to mess up my Facebook stream while I'm turning that on to get YouTube up and running. But here's the deal, y'all. If you want to fix your own credit, then there's some things that you absolutely must learn about the credit game. And let's, for those of you who don't know me, my name is H Cortez, also known as the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, where I do my absolute best to bring practical, proven wealth building strategies to working men and women all over this great country. It's truly an honor, a privilege, and a blessing to come before you to share my knowledge on different things that I know, credit being one of them, because I'm being trained and mentored and educated by some phenomenal people. And everything that I learn, I like to turn around and give it back to the community as well. Shauna from NYC, blessings to you as well, Queen. A couple of reasons that you want credit wasn't that great, right? But then you got your credit right, refinanced the loan, and brought your payment down from 500 to 300. Well, that's just created $200 of monthly cash flow for you. See, you have to take a strategic approach with your money, and that's what we teach you how to do here in the Black Wealth Movement. So, credit is just one of the 5 disciplines that we teach here. List the 5 real quick, and we'll get into the credit presentation. Number one is entrepreneurship. This is America. If you don't have a business in America, you might as well be a foreigner in your own country. Number two, tax minimization. You guys hear all the hoopla going on about the new tax laws and all of that kind of stuff. You have got to understand how the taxes work, because when you don't, and all you do is work a job, you are taxed to death, man. So we teach you tax minimization. Number three, debt elimination. One of the other reasons that we want you to get your credit right, because it improves cash flow that frees up money that you can use to pay down other debts, right? Number four, credit education, which we'll be going over today. You got to understand that yes, cash is king, but credit has ruled this kingdom for the last 100 years. And one of the things that we as Black don't understand is the power and how to do it yourself. You see that it's not a big deal and there's nothing to pay others to do. So whether bad credit is new to you or it's been dragging you down for years, this can be your year to turn it around. As long as you have the motivation, we can guide you through the process every step of the way to repair your own credit. It says no, work better when done by myself. All right. So one of the first things you want to understand is how long things stay on your credit report. So accounts paid as agreed will stay on your credit report 10 years. Bankruptcy stay on 10 years. Collections stay on 7 years. Judgments stay on 7 years. Late pay stay on 7 years. Paid tax liens stay on 7 years. And unpaid tax liens will stay on there forever, right? So strategy trumps brute force. By brute force, we mean there is payment history which counts for 35% of your credit score. But when most companies do credit repair for you, that's all they focus on. And there's nothing wrong with focusing on that, because again, that is 35% of the score. But what about the other 65% of the score? What about the other 65% of the score? Will most credit repair companies address that? For the most part, they do not. So you have to also understand credit utilization. You have to understand new credit. You have to understand the credit history or credit age. You need a good credit mix. That's what makes up the other 65% of the score. Credit history. I'm sorry. Um, Credit utilization. 30% of your score is based on how much of your credit you use. Say it again. 30% of your score is based on how much of your credit you use. You got a $10,000 line of credit and you're using 9,000 every month, then that is a poor credit utilization. You are a great risk, and that's how credit card companies see you, as a risk. So credit utilization should be down around the 30% mark. If you got 10 grand worth of available credit, you don't want to go over using 3,000 of that credit, or it's going to affect your score negatively, right? What about new credit? Now, this is funny. It seems like when you got credit and you got it rolling, you shouldn't need new credit. Well, guess what? People always, or the creditors always want to see you continuing to get new lines of credit. As you pay things off, they want you to go back into debt. That's just, if debt is your business, then you want to see people constantly using and getting into debt, right? So they require that you have new credit all the time, right? What about credit age? How old is your credit? How long have you been using debt? How long have you been managing debt effectively? That's a 15% of your score. And then credit mix. Do you have both revolving debt and installment debt? And are they in a good balance when it comes to your credit score, right? So the smart money strategy is to pick up the other 65% of the score where most credit restoration and credit repair companies leave off. Knowing your credit score won't do you much good when it comes to credit repair. What you need to know are the negative items that are on your credit report and affecting your score. So what you have to do is go to annualcreditreport.com and request all your credit report from all three credit reporting agencies. You have to see what's actually on your credit report and what's dragging your report down. You just absolutely have to know this. So if you go to annualcreditreport.com, you can do this once a year and get a free credit report from all three credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, so that you can study what's on your report. Then once you get them, you're going to go ahead and study them so that you can understand what's dragging down the reports. Now, another good thing that you want to have in tow is if you're going to be actively involved in repairing your own credit, you'll want to track your results. So credit monitoring is a good thing to have, which will give you a snapshot on a regular and consistent basis of how your score is improving or if it's not improving. Also, it can give you alerts on if someone is trying to use your social and get credit in your name and all that kind of stuff. So you want to be conscious of that as well. So once you get all three of your credit reports, you want to go ahead and identify errors and you want to mark items to dispute. Errors would be those things like if I'm a junior and my dad is senior and I got some stuff of his on my credit report, that's an error. I need to have that stuff removed. If I've got some addresses on my report that's no longer affiliated with me, I need to get that stuff removed. Those would be errors, right? And then you have to look and mark the things that you want to dispute. What do you need to challenge on your credit report? And then you will rank those things in order to their age. How old are they? Because believe it or not, all things do affect your credit score, but the things that are 2 years old and younger affect your credit score the most. So you rank the things you want to dispute to those things that are less than 2 years old, and then those things that are older. Attack the things that are less than 2 years old first, right? So bankruptcies, foreclosures, repossessions, defaults, judgments, collections, past due payments, late payments, credit inquiries, less than 2 years old, we want to attack that stuff first, right? Then you want to get into challenging those things by sending the dispute letters, which we call the 609 dispute letters, to the credit reporting agencies. Why is it important that you dispute the things on your credit report? Because the FCRA, which is the law that governs credit reporting, has a certain set of rules that says what a credit reporting agency can report, how they can report it, and how you as a consumer can challenge the accuracy of those reports. So the first letter is a letter of verification, right? You want to send your all three credit bureaus a letter of verification, and you just want to say, hey, here's the stuff on my credit report. First thing I want you to do for me, Mr. Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, I want you to verify for me that these are all my debts, right? And then what they're going to do is they're going to go in their system and they're going to match up your name, your social, and your address, and they're going to send you a letter back and say, hey, yes, we verified and confirmed that these are your debts. So you got to move to letter number 2. That's cool, Mr. Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. You verified my debts, but do me one more quick favor. Can you show me the method of verification? See, according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, it is well within my rights to ask for the credit reporting agencies to prove to me their method of verification. And guess what? There is only one acceptable method of verification when it comes to credit. They have to actually see the original signed document that got you into that debt in the first place. When you're dealing with a lot of judgments and collections, a lot of times the collection agencies, they can't prove that. So you send them a letter saying, hey, send me the method of verification. In order for them to be able to rightfully report that stuff on your report, they should be able to send you a scanned copy, a picture or image of something saying, hey, here's the original contract that you signed with MasterCard to open up this account. If they cannot show you the original signed contract, they have to remove that from your credit report, and that's according to Part 609 of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. That's why these letters are called 609 letters. Now, if they cannot prove to you the method of verification within 30 days, then you send them letter number 3. What is the third letter? It is the violation of my Fair Credit Reporting Act rights. So let's take this through a 30-day step increment. First 30 days, I send them a letter to verify that these are my debts. Within 30 days, they might come back and say, yes, these are your debts. Second 30 days, I say, that's great, but while you're at it, can you go ahead and share with me your method of verification? They got 30 days to do that. If they do not get it done in 30 days, day 31, you send them the third letter. Hey, I asked you for method of verification. You didn't provide it for me. So basically, you are in violation of my FCRA rights. So you're notifying them that you A, know your rights, and B, know that they are in violation of said rights. So you send them letter number 3, violation of FCRA rights. And guess what? They got 30 days from that point to move the stuff off your credit report. Now we're in about 90 days. If they have not shown you the method of verification that's acceptable according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and or they have not removed the stuff from your credit report, you send them letter number 4, which is your intent to litigate. Listen, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, I asked y'all to remove this stuff off my credit report because you couldn't provide me the letter or the method of verification, and you have not done it within the time frame allotted by the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Here is my official written notification that I'm about to take y'all to court. Now, you got to keep in mind that the credit reporting agencies have nothing vested in your debt. Do you think they want to spend money on attorneys and going to court for debt that they have no vested interest in? All they do is report it. They would much rather wipe that stuff off your credit report back to your collectors and say, hey, you guys couldn't get us what we need to keep this on this person's credit report, so we removed it. Now, whatever you got to do, that's on y'all, but they're not going to court for a creditor because they can't provide what's needed to verify your debt. So those are the 4 debts, right? No problem, Ray. This is what I do, man. Make sure you hit like on the page. And if you don't mind, hop over to the YouTube channel, Financial Health Mentor, and subscribe over there as well. This is what I do. I like to try to educate and train and teach our people about all things finance. And we got to start building some generational wealth, right? Can they add the stuff that they removed at a later date, or is it gone forever? Those credit reporting agencies can try to come back and add that stuff. However, most cases, the credit reporting agency is going to be like, hey, man, we've been down this road before. But guess what? This is the difference between you having somebody do it for you and doing it yourself. And this is the same reason that you also have credit monitoring. Because if that stuff pops back up on your credit report, you can go right back to the last round of letters you sent and say, hey, Equifax, I noticed y'all put this same debt, same account number back on my report. Man, we already been down this road. We moved this stuff, or we taking you to court. Right? Most cases, the credit reporting agencies are not going down that road with you or with the credit agencies. If they removed it, they say, hey, we already been down this road with this guy. You don't have what it takes to put this on this person's report. In most cases, they will not put the same stuff back on, right? Sometimes if you dispute stuff electronically, which we're going to get into in a minute, that can happen. But if you do it the right way, most cases the credit bureaus will ask them for that letter, ask them for proof up front before they just go slam the stuff back on your credit report. All right, Lisa says, where do we get the credit, letters from? We have templates, and I'll show you what our program costs here in a second. But there's a lot of places online that you can go do some Google searches on 609 letters, and they got some templates available for you. So I'll share with you here in a second how you can get that stuff from us if you so choose to partner with us in this endeavor. All right. So those are the letters, but then there's also goodwill letters. Hey, I'm going to pay this thing in full. Can you work with me to report paid as agreed if I get this thing back on track? That's a goodwill letter. Also, pay for delete. A lot of collection companies are looking to you to say, hey, we bought your debt. We want you to pay. In fact, we'll give you a 50% discount if you go ahead and pay it, and we'll and take care of this debt. Well, you say, hey, you know what? How about I give you 75% of the debt, and you go ahead and delete it from my credit report altogether. That's a pay for delete. You can negotiate with these guys, man. Nobody's teaching us this stuff. Negotiate with these guys and say, you know what? You wanted 50% to wipe it away. I'll give you a little bit extra if we clear this debt up, and you give me a letter in writing saying you're going to remove this stuff from my credit report, because they have the power to call the 3 agencies as well and say, hey, we want you to expunge this from this person's record. That's called a pay for delete. Very common, just not common amongst us, right? Very common in the industry, just not common amongst us. So we have to start learning the tricks of the trade, right? How do you get these letters to the reporting agencies? You're going to always send your dispute letters via certified mail with return receipt. Couple reasons. The clock is your friend when you're disputing things from your credit report, because they got 30 days to take action according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So why do you want to do something electronically or do something very quickly when time is on your side? So send them a letter, snail mail. That means they got to physically open this stuff. They've got to do all of this stuff, man. So that's to your benefit. And then always have a return receipt. So as part of your record keeping, you know that I sent it out on Friday. They got a return receipt that says they received it on Tuesday. I mark the date and I start counting 30 days from now. If I don't get what I need back in my mailbox 30 days from now, then I proceed to the next phase, right? And it's important that you keep your records, man. Good records. Since can a company that bought a debt report it to the credit bureaus? Yes, they do it all the time. They do it all the time. When it's in collections, that's basically what it means. That means the company who you originally signed the debt with, they sent it to a collection company. Some of them sent it to first party collections, meaning they're collecting on that company's behalf. Others flat out sell the debt outright, write it off, and now it's up to that company to collect. And they will have that stuff put on your credit report. But guess what? A lot of times they don't have the original contract. That's why the 609 letters work when things are in collections. All right. Then you want to go ahead, and as you're going through the letter process, you still have to continue to build those other 65% of your score, right? The letter process is addressing 35% of your score, but you need to be addressing the other 65% at the same time, right? You should be working on your credit utilization. That means if you got credit cards, pay that stuff down, man. Because if you got a credit card that's maxed out at $1,000 and you spent the $1,000, even if you're paying that $1,000 off every month, that's still poor utilization. Pay the $1,000 off, and next month only use 300 of it and watch your score go up. Right? Watch your score go up. So credit utilization, getting new credit is a good part, portion of your score, and you can get new credit, right? How do you get new credit? Well, you look at secure credit lines. Department stores a lot of times have a very lenient, financing guidelines, so you can get some of those cards to kind of, get your stuff in order. You can do stuff like that all the time, right? So that's kind of how this whole thing is set up so that you need to be taken advantage of. So you have to have new credit again. That's 10% of your score. So secure credit cards can get you new credit. Secure credit loans. Go into your bank with $1,000 and say, hey, I need a secure line of credit, right? I need to get a secure line of credit. And they say, well, what do you have for collateral? I have this $1,000. They'll put the $1,000 in a CD, turn around and lend it back to you. And all you have to do is pay on that thing for 12 months. And that's building. Those are called credit builder loans. We've got some resources for you to help you go to the right places to get some credit builder loans. You need to do a installment loan and a credit card loan, because now that's credit mix. Right? It says open accounts with companies that offer financing for services. That would be another line of credit. Most of the cases, that would be installment credit. But you have to get installment loans as well as revolving credit as well. It says, how can I find out if the third party does have the contract? That's the process of disputing with the credit reporting bureaus. See, you don't want to contact them directly ever, because now you're giving them time to go and find the stuff. No, dispute with the credit reporting agencies directly. They're going to send some stuff that's probably going to get lost in the email chains and all that stuff. And that's what you want to happen. So you don't want to deal with the credit bureau, the collection agencies, and alert them that you're going to start challenging stuff. No, challenge it straight through the credit bureaus, right? And that's how you find out if they've got the original letters. Sometimes they do, but what they do is they get that stuff when they buy that debt, they buy it in bulk, get big files sent to them, and they take that stuff straight to the storage. And they don't have the manpower to have somebody going digging in through the storage and old files to find that original contract. Sometimes they'll just let it die, right? So you got to get new credit. And then we got some resources on challenging hard inquiries for you as well. And then as you're going through the process, y'all, stay patient. Stay patient, right? As you're going through the process, stay patient. 30-day increments. So this could be 90, 120, 160 days, 150 days. Stay patient. Get your credit monitoring so you can see what's going on regularly. See what's continuing to go on. See what's happening in your situation. So, and then sometimes some stuff you might need to contact the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. That is the agency that actually governs or enforces the FCRA. So you have the FCRA who makes the laws, and then you have the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau who enforces the laws. And then sometimes you will absolutely need a credit attorney, right? And that's okay, but exhaust the process, y'all. We don't got nothing but time anyway, so take your time, right? Rebuilding credit while disputing items is a good idea. You may not be able to remove all negatives. Hospital bills or someone who are excellent record keepers because they absolutely have to be. So when they have record keeping, a lot of times you can't remove hospital bills that way. However, we have some resources that some of this stuff from hospital bills can be removed because of HIPAA laws. So that's another webinar for another time. But you have to keep good records and take your time, exhaust the process. Credit improves over time, so you have to continue to monitor your credit. Now, what we offer as a company that I represent is called Econ. It's a personal financial success company. We teach the 5 core wealth building principles. Credit education is just one of them. You can buy our program that gives you 26 step-by-step do-it-yourself credit repair videos, 4 rounds of dispute letters, little known reestablish your credit resources, income shifting strategy, minimize expenses tool, debt elimination tools, and investment calculators. You can get our complete system for $100. One-time payment, and you own that product, and you can go through it at your leisure and start building and taking care of your credit. You get me as a coach and a mentor to help guide you through this whole process. I would love to help service you in that way. That is option number 1. I don't think that's a bad price. Tell me if you guys think that's a bad price. $100 one time. You get 26 step-by-step video modules, 4 rounds of letters, reestablish credit resources, our income shifting strategy so you can free up money to pay down credit, minimize your expenses tool, debt elimination tools, investment calculators. You get all of that for a one-time payment of $100. Do you recommend the self-lender program? I'm not really familiar with the self-lender program, right? Uh, and then Console said, I like to refer people to your services. Well, we do have an affiliate program, which is option number two. Option number two is you can get access to this program for $35 per month. You can use it yourself and you can earn commissions by referring other people and selling that to other people. Even leverage my webinars and my videos and things of that nature so you don't have to explain it all. $35 to start, $35 per month, and you can have the program in your back office. You can access it, and you can make money with the program. Not only this program, but our entire income shifting membership. You'll learn how to build wealth. You'll learn how to increase your take-home pay $200 to $600 using one of our strategies. You'll learn how to get yourself out of debt. You'll learn everything that we have to offer from a wealth building standpoint. And you'll be plugged into a network of families, over 500 families that I coach and mentor that are in various stages of building wealth, not just fixing their credit, but some of them have got their brokerage accounts open. Some of them already started investing in other companies and other enterprises. Some of them are building businesses in other areas. Some of them are authors. And I mean, we've got a plethora of intellectual capital in this group that you'll be able to tap into uh, in addition to getting the products and the services that go along with what we have to offer. So literally you get your own financial education franchise when you become an affiliate, and this smart money kit is just one of our financial products that you can sell and earn commissions on, in addition to a lot of other stuff. So basically what you do from here, if you're seriously interested, man, listen, all life is time. The last thing I would ever want to do is waste any of your time, and I certainly don't want to waste any of my time. So, if you're seriously interested, let me know. We can talk offline about what it takes to get you started. $35 to start, $35 per month. You get your own financial education franchise. I will be your coach and mentor and teach you how to build your own credit repair business. If you want to focus it on credit repair, if you want to focus it on our tax minimization strategies, our debt elimination strategies, we pay very comprehensive bonuses for those who get involved with our program. And this is what I do full time, man. To date, I've coached nearly 500 families on their road to financial literacy and economic empowerment using this very system. So all you have to do is type more info in a now I want to say type more info, but I get so many more infos and I can't go back in and find them all. So if you're serious, do this. Two options. Either inbox Black Wealth Movement to the site that you're seeing this on. If one of my friends shared this with you, then get back with them. Inbox them. I want more information on this program. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel or my page, then you can text Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887. Again, text Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887. 314-874-6887. Again, that's if you're seriously interested. If you're remotely interested, just follow my page and look at some of the stuff that I got going on to kind of familiarize yourself with what I'm doing. Again, I don't want to waste anybody's time. I don't want anybody wasting my time. This is something that I'm very serious about. Economic empowerment in the Black community is something that is so needed that we don't have time to be playing games, man. Either you want it or you don't. And I'm not mad either way, and I'm not judging either way. I don't judge people who don't want to be wealthy. That's your prerogative. I'm on a mission to help bring economic empowerment to our community. You got to understand good credit. You got to understand entrepreneurship. You got to understand the tax game. You got to understand